Let's talk about how real wealth is actually built. Is it just about getting lucky? Meeting the right person or catching the right wave? Well, today we're going to dig into a really powerful idea. That wealth isn't something you just hope for. It's something you can engineer.
It's a comforting story to tell ourselves, isn't it? If it's all just luck, that kind of lets us off the hook. But what if believing that is the very thing that's holding us back from real financial freedom?
So here's the core idea. Wealth isn't random, it's a structure. Think of it like building something, layer by layer in a very specific order. And the best part? It's a process that anyone can follow.
And this is the blueprint. This is the wealth stack. It's 6 distinct layers, each one building on the last, that create a super clear path from wherever you are right now to where you want to be.
Okay, so let's dive in, starting from the ground up. Because like any strong structure, the wealth stack needs a solid foundation, and that all begins with these first 2 layers.
The absolute bedrock of wealth isn't money. It's skills. And I don't just mean any talent. I mean a specific ability that solves a real, valuable problem for someone else. A problem they'll gladly pay you to fix. Think coding, or persuasive writing, or being a killer at sales.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts right here. Before you even think about investments or businesses or assets, you have to ask yourself, what value can I create for other people? Your answer to that question? Well, that's the very first block in your wealth stack. All right, so once you have a valuable skill, the next layer is turning it into cash flow. This is that predictable, consistent income that you earn by putting that skill to work out there in the marketplace.
Now at this stage, the goal isn't to get rich quick. It's about creating stability. It's about building a reliable financial engine that gives you the resources and, frankly, the breathing room to build the next layers of the stack.
Now, with that stable foundation in place, we get to the really exciting part. This is where we make the critical leap from just earning an income to actually building wealth. This is all about acceleration.
This here represents a massive shift in thinking. See, most people get stuck on the left side, trading their time for money. It's a total hamster wheel. The goal is to move to the right, to start building assets that work for you. That is the key to exponential growth.
So the very first asset you build is a system. This is the machine that automates value creation. It could be a small business with employees, an online course that sells while you sleep, or a repeatable marketing process. Literally anything that generates income without your constant direct involvement.
This is the moment of true leverage. By creating systems, you finally break that direct link between the hours you put in and the value that comes out. You're no longer just a worker, you are becoming an architect. But look, it's not enough to just build the system. You have to own it. That's what equity is. It's your ownership stake. It's what makes it your machine, and it means you get your piece of the pie.
And this is exactly why ownership is so crucial. The system itself generates cash flow, for sure, but your equity is the asset that grows in value over time. As that system becomes more effective, your ownership stake becomes more and more valuable.
All right, now we've reached the top of the stack. The foundation is solid, the accelerator is running, and now we move into the end game, where your wealth actually starts to generate more wealth on its own. So all those profits your systems and equity are generating, that now becomes capital. And this isn't just money to be spent, it's a tool. It's like your own financial army, ready to be sent out on new missions.
This is where your money truly starts working for you. You deploy this capital to invest in other systems, to buy other assets, to seize new opportunities. You're amplifying your power far beyond anything you could ever do alone. And all of this leads to the final layer, the freedom asset. Now, this isn't just one thing, it's the entire portfolio. Your systems, your equity, your investments, all working together to produce an income stream that can sustain your desired lifestyle forever without you needing to actively work for it.
And that's the ultimate goal, right? Reaching this layer doesn't mean you have to stop working. It just means you have the freedom to choose. You work because you want to, on the things you're passionate about, not because you have to pay the bills.
So let's just pull back for a second and look at the whole structure we've put together. When you see it all at once, you realize it's not some kind of magic. It's a totally logical progression. And here it is all together. You start with the skill to create value. That generates cash flow for stability. You build systems to scale beyond your time and own the equity in them. That equity produces capital to reinvest, which ultimately builds your asset of freedom.
And that's maybe the most powerful takeaway here.
If you build these layers correctly and in the right order, financial freedom stops being a game of chance. It becomes the natural, almost inevitable result of a well-engineered process.
So the only question that's really left is for you. Looking at this stack, which layer are you on right now? And maybe more importantly, what is the first or the next layer you're going to focus on building?